Hello beautiful people, I'm back again with another video. So today I'm making a wig with a 2x6 closure. So I'm making it from the scratch. Everything I'm ventilating the closure myself, and I'm making the wig from scratch. So now it is at first I didn't know I was going to make a video out of this, but I decided to along the line. So I've actually made some. What I did was that I ventilated that part I'm holding right now. I ventilated like 10 lines. I made it all tight. Like I filled all the holes with 2 strands of air. I ventilated everything to the back. Then the 2 sides, I left one line in between, just one line in between, and I ventilated 15 holes to the left and 15 holes to the right. So it's just simple like that. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but once you just cut out your Swiss and you start with what I'm saying, you definitely get the idea. So I ventilated 10 lines backward. I filled up all the holes backward, and to my left I ventilated 15 lines. That makes 1 inch, and 15 lines to the right, that makes 1 inch. Then I left one center part. Now what I'm doing right now is that I've started ventilating. So what I did here is that I actually prep my human hair. So I'm using the shorter part of the human hair at the base of the closure, and while I use the longer one, I'm going to show a video of me of the long and the short one. So I use the shorter one at the base, then the longer one at the top of the closure, so it just covers it and I don't have to use a lot of my human hair for the closure, so it won't show and you will definitely love the outcome. So this is the shorter part that I'm ventilating. So I'm ventilating with 1 to 2 pin, pin, the ventilating pin, and I'm using 2 strands of air for everything, just 2 strands of air, and I'm definitely loving the outcome. So what I do is that I'm actually ventilating 15 lines actually. So I'll ventilate one line. You can actually zoom this to see better. I'll ventilate one line, skip one line, then ventilate one line. So when I'm getting towards the center, that one line that I leave, I'll ventilate the 5 last lines. And the lines that are very close to the center part, that middle part that looks as if I've actually divided the air like into 2, like that. So this is the longer human hair, the longer strands of hair. So I'm going to use this one on top of the shorter one, so it makes it look like it covers the shorter ones, like that. So this is just to reduce the air I'm using. This is just to reduce it. So the ones down now, they are the short ones, they are the shorter strands, while this one is the longer strand, so it's going to cover it and it's not going to show. So once I get to the first last lines here, I'm going to just ventilate all the holes so that it just gives like a fine pattern like that, and you're going to love the outcome. So the center, that part that I lined, I'm leaving just one line in between. So I'm doing some to the left and some to the right, so it definitely makes sense. So let's just watch it. So yeah, I'm very close to the center, so I'm just going to ventilate all the holes, like for the first 5 holes to the center. So now I'm ventilating all the holes, so it will give me like a very fine pattern, and a very fine and neat pattern like that. Just 5 holes towards the center. I'm going to ventilate it all, but the rest I'll leave one line in between. So I hope that makes sense. Once you start, you're going to get the idea of what I'm saying, like that. So I ventilate. Okay, that I'm doing the last hole now. So that's it right here. Yes, now I've ventilated it, so it gives like a pattern. Then I leave one line in between, then go to the next one. So I'm leaving one line in between each strand and one line in between each row. So I feel it makes sense like that. So one line in between each strand. Then when I get to the last first 5, I'm going to ventilate all the lines. Then to the next one, I will leave a line, then move to the next one and ventilate, like one line in between, then ventilate the next line. Yes, now on that one line, I'm going to ventilate 1, and skip one and skip one. So once I'm getting close to the center, I ventilate 5 O's like that. So that's it. Don't worry, it's not so hard. You just cut out your Swiss lace, 2 by 6. If you want 2 by 6, 2 by 4, or whatever length you want, just cut it out and follow this method. I'll leave some other channels that I watch their videos. I'm just going to leave them so that you also learn one or two things from theirs as well. Because believe me, I started making this wig making online. I saw it on YouTube and I decided to make mine as well. So you definitely enjoy this process. When you watch my video and watch others as well, you definitely learn one or two tricks. So I continued like this to the end of the closure. Now let me state it that I actually left an half inch at the back of the closure and at the front for baby hair and for sewing for sewing or attaching it to the wig cap. So I left half inch at the end and at the front, and by the sides I left quarter inch there, like just allowance for me to sew. Now I've actually completed it. Now I did a little bit of baby hair at the front, although I later removed it. Now I'm attaching the 2 by 6 closure. Now this is what the finished product looks like. Look at the center. Now look at those 5 lines. It's just giving like a straight line marking like that. So when you do 5 lines towards the center, like when you just fill in all the 5 lines, it just makes sense like that. So this is me attaching the 2 by 6 closure to the wig cap, and I'm just sewing it down like that, like the normal way you sew your closure to your wig cap. At this point, I was just so happy because it took me time to ventilate, because this was, I think I had to just learn this thing from the scratch, although I was not new to ventilating, but then this is just giving. I'm loving the vibe right here. Front of the closure, that side that is very close to the baby hair. So how I ended up, although I didn't show it, was that I just filled in all the lines. I filled in all the holes. I didn't leave one space like I was doing before. I just filled in all the holes with 2 strands of hair, and I think, yes, that was just what I did, and I think the outcome is great. Although I'm still going to watch more videos concerning that, but that was how I closed the closure. I've started making my hair already. I'm using 2 bundles. Jasmine is 14 inches, while the other one is a bit straight. And while this is 16 inches. So I made the closure with the longer one. That's the 16 inches and it's just giving vibe like that. I left 1 inch in between each weft, then I started sewing. Although I advise that you just mark it out before you start sewing, but if you're sure of yourself, just continue like that. Although I made a bit of mistake, you're still going to see it. I actually went extended my needle, so you can avoid that by just marking out your inch already where you're going to sew, and avoid sewing on the elastic part. I think that's just the advice. Avoid sewing on the elastic part of the wig cap. Avoid that well. Then what else do I want to say about this part? So I feel you should cut it at each end, cut the weave on at each end, so that you have enough so that the weave on is well laid. I think I avoided that, but later on I just had to cut it. So try to cut the weave on, especially when you are getting towards the closure part. cut it at each end. Once you get to one end of the hair, just cut it. Then I feel it makes the hair well laid. So I think I didn't do that here, but later when after making the whole ribbon, I realized I was not so laid, so I had to just cut it and need a little bit of adjustment to it. So I continued like this, leaving 1 inch till the closure part where I did the close gapping. There was close gapping in between. So this is me after fixing all the hair bundles, and I've cut out the excess part of the wig. Now this is what the closure looks like inside. It's so giving. I've applied a bit of powder on it, and see, so I sewed it very very close to the when the moment I got towards the closure part, I sewed my bundle very close to it, my ribbon very close to it. While at the back, I left 1 inch. But yeah, at the very close to the closure, I sewed it very closely, so it just covers, and it's just giving vibe like that. I'm loving it so well. Though my expression is not just saying it, but then I'm loving the way I was so happy. I'm happy, and it's just giving like that. See the closure. Come on, come on, come on. This is nice. This is nice. This is fabulous. So I'm just looking for ways to style it. Now I'm showing you guys again that I left 1 inch before getting to the closure, but while I get to the closure, like I approach closer to the closure, I did close gapping, like I closed it very well and I saw it. So that's just how it is. Just follow your instincts. This thing, see, what cannot talk cannot direct you, so you just have to look for your own method that works for you. Like what works for you works for you. Now I'm putting it never don't forget, I've actually flat ironed my hair, although the lower part is wavy hair. The ribbon is not all that straight, but then baby, come on now, are you kidding me? This is just it. This is giving vibe. I'm loving this hair like so well. This is just nice, and this is wonderful. I'm loving it so well. I'm loving it. It's just amazing. Although there are some mistakes like that I've learned, and I feel the back part I ought to have covered it well enough. Although then I didn't really get the steps I really want to, but then I love it. I love it. I can pack it in different styles. I'm loving this like so well. I'm loving it so well, and I'm so happy that I did it myself. Believe me, if I had given someone else to do this for me, it would have been expensive. So thank you guys for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, recommend my videos to others, and bye.